Hello everybody, welcome back to Movie Talk, and this is a talk about Back to the Future Part 2. I have always appreciated how these three films basically function as one solid story. You could watch them all one right after the other, and they all connect to each other. It's amazing how they did that, and I appreciate it every time I sit down to watch these films. I think I've made it clear in these videos and in my collection videos that I love the DeLorean. I love the story of these films. I love the characters. I am very biased to these movies. If somebody told me they didn't like them, I would implore them to tell me why. At times the films do move slowly. At times they are a little bit corny. They are a little bit dated. But as a whole, I love how these stories in this film are relatable. I can't tell you how many times I've had somebody tell me, or the times I've said, if I could go back in time, I would do this differently. Or if I could go ahead in time, I would tell myself about this. Or if I could change this about my life, if I wouldn't have done this, if I would have done that, my life would have been better. Or somebody else's life would have been better. I've heard that so many times. These films are relatable. In Back to the Future 2, if you haven't seen Back to the Future 2, go watch it. Do it. It's amazing. Marty and Doc go to 2015 because something is wrong with Marty's kid, and they go to rectify the problem. It is a great film from start to finish. The 2015 future that they made for this film is incredible. It is just mind-blowing to look at. If you think that these films were made years ago, the CGI, the effects, everything in these movies to this day still stand up, and it is incredible. There are some things that are dated. Obviously, there isn't a Jaws 19. We don't have hoverboards. We do have something that's called a hoverboard, but it's not really a hoverboard. We don't have a microwave that you put a tiny little Pizza Hut cookie in and then you say, cook please, and then it makes a full-size pizza. We don't have plants that if you call for fruit at the dinner table that come down so you can pick fruit off of it. We don't have that. There are a lot of things in this film's future that we don't have today, but you have to admire the vision that the director Robert Zemeckis, the writer Bob Gale, and all the filmmakers and cast of this film had, because it is amazing the amount of imagination they brought into this film. All the characters have an arc, and this film ends on such a cliffhanger, and it is the only film I've ever known that at the end of it, it gives a preview of Part 3. It guarantees you there's going to be a payoff, there's going to be another film. Back to the Future 2, I almost always have to watch it as soon as I'm done the first film because I love watching those two films back to back. I don't usually watch the third one as much, and I will explain why when I talk about that film soon. But Back to the Future 2, I love the flying DeLorean. I love everything about this film as a whole. It is just fantastic. Amazing. Like the first one. This film is timeless, just like the first one. It is likable, the characters are likable, everything about this film I like. The only negatives I do have about this entire trilogy that I have mentioned before is that there is an overusage of language in this film that I don't feel was necessary, but that was a thing in the 80s and it's something you can look past, and some of the things are dated. That's really my only complaint about the film. Other than that, this film is just amazing. Before I conclude this episode of Movie Talk, you know who you are that sent me this. Thank you so much. It has a wonderful place on the wall there behind me. I really do appreciate it. It's fantastic and I love it. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode of Movie Talk, everybody. Look forward to my episode talking about Back to the Future 3. That should be coming very soon. And look forward to more regular reviews that I do coming very soon. Thank you so much again for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Remember, you matter, and I will see you in my next video. As always, take care.